The famous American adult animated sitcom titled Tuca and Bertie saw an early end just a few months after it started its journey with Netflix. What happened to the movie? Why did Netflix abandon the project? Make sure to watch till the end of the video to know what happened to Tuca and Bertie and catch up with the latest on the series. What happened to Tuca and Bertie? After so many months in the dark, Tuca and Bertie have a new home on traditional cable. The series will be budgeted for a different release schedule and other minor changes, but the show will be mostly the same as its previous host. Netflix was the former host of the animated series, and after a while, they snubbed the project. The movie attracted a lot of suitors, and they finally agreed to go with Adult Swim. The second season will be featuring the same combination of a wild sense of humor and sensitive treatment of issues like mental illness and sexual harassment. Still, some minor touches have been added to the series to spice it up, put a different dish on the table. What will the movies look like? Will there be any significant change? The movie was named after a humanoid bird who played a character on Tuca and Bertie. The birds live in Bird City and are faced with the same issues as any young woman in modern society and repressed darkness and trauma affiliated with their histories. Tuca and Bertie is aired by BoJack Horseman studio Tornante and was created by the studio's artist Lisa Hanawalt. The two series share an adult sense of humor and a serious side. It also shares the premise about humanoid animals living in a familiar world as ours. However, the BoJack Horseman creation only ran for 6 seasons on Netflix before the streaming giant snubbed the project. Tuca and Bertie after just 1 year after agreeing to host the series. After a series of fan campaigns, the television series was picked up by Adult Swim. The second season has now gone viral, with the first episode of season 2 being pushed for free on YouTube following its airing on television. The shift from a streaming service to cable television indicates that there are some changes. The new season of the series has also featured significant shifts to Tuca and Bertie's lives and their characters. A lot of fans were absolutely not happy about Netflix's decision to cancel Tuca and Bertie, and for a rival host such as Adult Swim to pick it up was a piece of good news for the fans. The weeks ahead should shed more light on what the movie is going to look like. We'll also get to know if the movie is going to take on a very different dimension. I hope you're enjoying this video. Don't go anywhere because we're about to find out more about the release schedule for the series and whether the essential things in the movie were still maintained. Does Tuca and Bertie have a new release schedule? The two rivals have an entirely different structure and release schedule. Netflix's original series has a culture that is virtually applied to all their series. First season of Tuca and Bertie released all its episodes at once for streaming. This model is adopted to ensure that their viewers don't waste time or lose interest in the movie. Adult Swim, on the other hand, uses the model of a conventional cable channel. They're releasing 1 episode per week till they finish dropping all the episodes for a season, and season 2 of Tuca and Bertie is no exception. The second season aired on June 13, 2021, and all the episodes will continue to drop at a rate of 1 per week. Many old-school TV fans who prefer to get weekly episode releases will prefer this model over the Netflix traditional model. Adult Swim releases a new episode of Tuca Bertie each week at 11:30 p.m. on Sundays. Considering how they have released their movies since the inception of the company, and it's a pretty early for Adult Swim. Adult Swim has always adopted this habit of releasing their series well past midnight. The early time slot only suggests that Adult Swim sees Tuca and Bertie as a potential crossover hit like Rick and Morty, which is aired in the same Sunday night slot since its second season. Adult Swim, like every other broadcast network, has a more standardized episode length in streaming services. The first episode of season 2 of Tuca and Bertie was the TV standard 22 minutes. With Adult Swim, the series won't have as much flexibility in terms of length. Still, the length is not necessarily going to be regarded as a big change because even under Netflix, the most extended episode in season 1 was 26 minutes. How season 2's cast and the world has changed. There have been no serious change so far in season 2 of Tuca and Bertie. Season 2 is attributed to some significant cast from season 1. We still have the core voice cast of Ali Wong as the anxious Bertie, Tiffany Haddish's voice as the chaotic Tuca, and Steven Yeun still in the background as Bertie's beleaguered boyfriend Speckle. However, the first episode suggests that some of the supporting cast that participated in Netflix season 1 may not be returning to pick up a role in the new plots and developments. The season 1 of Tuca and Bertie was wrapped with Bertie starting up her own bakery to compete with the predatory pastry Pete. However, in the released episode of Season 2, Bertie was cited working as a writer at Condé Nast, with only a doodle off to the side reflecting her pastry ambitions. The plotline gap between the two seasons could mean that there are some modifications to the storyline, or it also mean that Reggie Watts' Pete will not be a major character in the remaining season. We don't know what the director is cooking for us. Reggie Watts' Pete may return at some point. A significant role in the Tuca and Bertie series from the Netflix episodes is its voice cast and a surprisingly deep bench of guest voices and supporting stars. In the Adult Swim Season 2, we heard some voices returned in the premiere episode, including Nicole Byers as various voices and the voice of Bertie's boss, Holland, by Richard E. Grant. The first episode included voices like Lily Gladstone, Naomi Ekperine, and Pamela Adlon. Bertie started seeing a therapist that could be a significant character in the rest of the season. Will Adult Swim make changes to the essential things in the movie? The sudden move from Netflix to Adult Swim brings some significant changes to Tuca and Bertie. The most obvious change is how the episodes get released. There are also some changes in the plots and the cast that gave it some unexpected touch, which can be expected between different seasons of a TV series. Adult Swim did an outstanding job in ensuring that the core elements of Tuca and Bertie are all involved and playing their roles for the second season. All the central cast, notable characters, and show creator Lisa Hanawalt in the season 1 were brought back in an attempt to maintain the essential things in the TV series. For Tuca and Bertie Season 2, Adult Swim has kept the elements that made the show a cult favorite. Except for some minor changes, the premiere episode feels like continuity to the first season by Netflix. It was featured by the same sarcastic and sometimes surreal take on topics like mental health and dating. Following the dynamics of many episodes, the first installment of Season 2 was attributed to Bertie dealing with real-world problems in the form of panic attacks, which led to an essential search for a therapist who understands her situation and helps her through the tough time. Tuca, on the other hand, is involved in playing the role of a surreal and comedic plotline about staging a sex bus reality show in an attempt to find a partner. Judging by what we have seen so far from the premiere of the Season 2, the premiere points at Tuca having to deal with her own serious problems and that her friendship with Bertie may be unhealthy for her mental state. The time gap between the first season and the change of host from Netflix to Adult Swim has created an atmosphere for the creator of Tuca and Bertie to develop further its characters, plotline, and even a re-examination of the dynamic at the core of the series. While the movie came back with some notable changes, the essential things were still maintained, but instead developed on. Tuca and Bertie already appears to be promising in years to come and will likely be a massive hit for its new host, Adult Swim. We hope we as fans enjoy the rest of the season, but I'm optimistic that the gap was worth the wait. Thanks for staying with us till the end of the video. Please write down in the comment section below what you think about Tuca and Bertie's revival. Before you go, please remember to like this video and hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified when we upload other amazing videos.